right, so I'm about 5 minutes out from the property. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of scared. So it's been about a month since I've been up. We didn't really end on a high note last time. My brother and I had to restart and do a bunch of work over again. So I'm hoping everything's still standing. I know there's no reason that it shouldn't be. I have nightmares of going up there and having trusses just lying on the ground.
Luckily, everything was just as I left it. The goal was to get the roof up, but to do that you need purlins, so I got to work on those. Now, I've been having pretty bad luck with power tools throughout this entire process. I bought a nail gun so that I didn't have to hammer everything in manually like I did the girts, but that opened up a whole other door of things that could go wrong. My generator stopped working, so I couldn't use the air compressor, so I had to go out and buy this inverter that I could hook up to my lawnmower battery, and that worked pretty well until something poked a hole in the air hose, and after an hour of trying to fix it, I was back where I started. Even weeks later, when I had the air hose fixed, the inverter kept draining my lawnmower battery, so I used my car instead. Except that day, the air compressor would stop because it kept overheating because it was like the hottest day of the year. So I accepted that after all of this, I'm just meant to pound nails in manually until the end of time, I guess. You know, the way God intended. So once the purlins were all set, there was one step that needed to be done before I could put the roof on, and that was cutting the posts. So the posts aren't all the same height, and for a lot of them, you can see that they stick up and would get in the way of putting the metal sheets on, so we need to cut them down. Now, I was surprised that the circular saw ended up being pretty useless for this, probably just because mine is crap. These are really heavy pieces of treated lumber, so I found that a handsaw was actually one of the more efficient ways to get through it, and I only cut myself severely once. So I'll take that.
Can I roof an entire barn before the tornado gets here? Yeah, I don't know. best part of working up here in the summertime is that whenever I'm bored, I can just come and pick some berries. Heck yeah. All right, last sheet is on. We're just about done. So it almost lined up, but there's about a foot, maybe a foot and a half of a gap on either side. I've still got 2 sheets left, so we're just gonna take that, and I think I'll just eyeball it, maybe mark like a foot and a half.
That's gonna do it for this week. If you're still around, consider subscribing. That way you can see the rest of the progress on the barn. Getting the roof on really makes it feel like a proper structure, and I'm surprised it went on as easy as it did. It was a lot of repetition, and getting the sheets on took me about a day and a half, but it was one of the more relaxing parts of the build. No brute force like digging the holes or setting the posts, and just no endless hammering. All I used was a clamp, a rope, a drill, and a ladder, chugging along until the job was done. So, till next time, I'm Dan. Stay hydrated out there.